What's going on? My name is Justin. Welcome to my channel. If you're new to my channel, this is my first English speaking video. I have been recording a few German speaking videos in the past, but just feel like it is much better to get my message across with English speaking videos in order to reach a wider audience. So I'm recording this video because I've gotten many requests of other people, friends and people on the street, online, that have been asking me like, hey Justin, how are you living the life that you're living, right? Like, how are you working? How are you traveling? And how can this coexist, right? The first answer I always give is like, well, you have to freelance, just freelance. This is the first thing, you have to freelance. You have to find a way to work online, just computer, internet, basically have no kind of limitations, right? Meaning, let's say, for instance, you're either in a job in a 9-to-5 and they don't allow you, to travel while you're working. Yeah, you have some other, limitations. You have to stay in your country or whatever. Some few other reasons, doesn't really matter. But the most important is that you're in some way self-employed, which enables you to freelance and offer you any services online to other people. So, and the first question, of course, is what is a freelancer? I mean, a freelancer basically is just a person that offers services to other companies or private people. So there's a few platforms for that, right? And I always, throw a few names of platforms. Usually it's like, UpWork, it's Fiverr, it's Guru.com, Freelancer.com. And of course, if you're new to this world, then all these terms are foreign to you. You have no idea what I'm talking about. These are basically just platforms, just like LinkedIn or Facebook or whatever, where you have freelancers, or people providing services, and then you have companies that need those services, right? And they bring these people together. So in this video, I'm just briefly explaining to you how you can start freelancing with no experience whatsoever. So no documented skill sets, no certificates, no college degree or whatnot. Basically just common sense and a little bit of willpower, right? So I'm going to illustrate that on UpWork. So let's dive right into it. All right, so I am here on the UpWork platform, on the webpage here, and here you basically have the search URL search field, where you can where people can search for talents, products and jobs. For you, at this stage, it would jobs of course would be interesting. So for you at this moment, jobs of course would be of importance. So of course you have to create a profile. You have to have a profile pic, and you have to provide certain informations. But I can explain that in another video. If you want that, comment down below. I can create another video and explain to you how that is done. So for me, what was interesting when I first started to find jobs on UpWork, as I said, you don't need any experience, right? Because I also didn't have any experience. I didn't have any practical skill sets, right, that I could offer at that point. So what I did was first to inform myself, okay? I just read blog articles, or I watched YouTube videos, right? I just done some internet research, okay? And then I always wanted to find out, okay, what are fairly high-paying jobs in the job market right now, right? Or on those platforms, okay? And then I always found like blogs such as these are the top 10 best paying jobs 2020 or 2021 or 2022 or whatever year you're watching this video. Then I've always seen like a whole bunch of jobs, more technical, like a software developer, or I don't know, back-end something JavaScript development, all. And I was like, whoa, like I have no idea about that, right? And then you had other jobs like copywriting, you had like jobs like marketing, I don't know, email, funnel, whatever, manager, and all these kind of things. But then there was always one job that always struck out to me, right? Which was virtual assistant. Okay, I have seen that everywhere. Sometimes I haven't seen software developers, sometimes I haven't seen, I don't know, copywriter, but I've always seen virtual assistant. That was everywhere. And I had no idea what is a virtual assistant, right? So basically a virtual assistant can be anything, right? A virtual assistant is just an assistant, right? Like I think in more traditional terms, you would say like a secretary or something like that. But you're basically just an assistant, but virtually, right? Online. You don't have to be in that company's, you don't have to sit at that company's desk and then work from there. You can work from anywhere, okay? That's why virtual. And yeah, the first thing I did was like, well, okay, if that's everywhere, you know, virtual assistant, and you don't really need any skill sets, like kind of, you know, like certified skill sets or something, like, I don't know, like certificates or college degree, whatnot. Yeah, you can do this. I was like, well, that sounds interesting, right? Then I just typed in virtual assistant, and right away, you know, found so many jobs here, you know. So you will see there's like 11,316 jobs here, you know, only if you type in virtual assistant, okay? And what I did, what you will probably also do in the beginning is just, you know, scroll down and see, okay, what's being searched for, right? So what you have here, virtual assistant French speaking, right? I cannot speak French, so, you know, continue. Virtual assistant for online business, okay? I see here, you know, in that header here, in this small section, you know, organized, detail-oriented, resourceful. Okay, do you have experience working as a executive or virtual assistant, fast-paced environment? Blah, if we want to hear from you, right? I will see like, okay, do you have experience working as an executive, right? And I will say, well, I don't, right? I would maybe click on it, but at the beginning, I would be kind of more, you know, probably more very like shy, you know, or like scared. And probably like, oh, probably I have never worked as executive, so let me leave that, right? So I would just continue scrolling down and just read through the job descriptions and see, okay, what could I do, right? But then if you're like I am in the beginning, and you would see, well, because you always think like, well, I don't know, like there must be something, like they probably want me to be experienced, or all these things, like there's probably something that I cannot offer because I have no idea about that, right? Then what I would do is, okay, I would see, okay, what long tails are there, okay? So I would go back here to the search bar and then type in virtual assistants. Here. So, well, sorry. Assistance for some reason here. Okay, so this is recent search. So here, and look at the search suggestions. All right. So here you would see virtual assistants, data entry, administrative support, email handling, internet research, Microsoft Excel, you know, customer service virtual assistant social media marketing, right? So you already have certain long tail keywords here, you know, that people are searching for, or either companies need help with, or people are offering these services, right? And data entry, you know, I would see like, well, data entry, like, you know, then I will see like, okay, well, Microsoft Excel, what does it tell us? Like, okay, this is probably something where you just have to type in data, right? Or work in a Microsoft Excel sheet or something like that, right? Well, most likely you've done that before, okay? If you're a millennial or you know, you grew up with a computer, then most likely you know Microsoft Excel and you know how to you know, enter data in a sheet, right? So this may sound interesting, right? So I would click on that one, or also administrative support. You know, this can be anything. You know, just help here, do this, do a little bit of here and there, create a sheet, create a G-doc, create a Word doc or something like that. So I will click on that as well, right? Internet research, right? I'm pretty sure that you search on the internet at least once a day, right? Every day. We all do that. So if that means internet research, that's like, there's no skill set required, right? And if a company needs someone to do internet research, which there is people that they're like, well, I have to do some research, I need certain informations, right? But I have no time for that, okay? Or they do have time for that, but these business owners want to invest their time in something else. So they rather pay someone to do that internet research work while they can focus on something else, right? So this is also something you can do. So all these tasks here, basically, as you can see, virtual assistant, we know now what is a virtual assistant, right? And we know what kind of tasks are they doing. So you already have a glimpse here, what there is out there, right? For you that has no skill set. So, and yeah, I have a few examples here, right? I have found those, right? Okay, so if you see that here, right? Virtual assistant for online research. So I just said basically, you know, online research, this is something what probably anybody can do, right? Probably even your, I don't know, probably even a 4, 5, 6-year-old girl or boy can do that, okay? So if you have here, so this is how it would look like, right, on UpWork. And let's say you come across that one here, right? Virtual assistant for online research. Then you have online research. Then if in the description you will see, okay, virtual assistant wanted to source rental properties to close proximity, local amenity, blah, blah, within the United Kingdom, okay? you will first research the defined target, and so you just have to read through it and you will see, okay, 1 to 2 hours per week is anticipated, right? So this is in the United Kingdom now, okay? If you don't live in the United Kingdom, or you have no idea about the local amenities or attractions or whatever, that's fine, you know, of course, this is just an example. But let's say this United Kingdom here happens to be your city, okay? And you see that, and all this here is something that you feel like you could handle, right? Because all that's here, okay, English language, most likely you can speak English. If not, well, there's many other jobs with many other different language requirements. But let's say you speak English. I am from Germany, but I speak English, right? Like, you probably speak English too. Everyone speaks English in the 21st century, I believe. So anyways, so if you see 1 to 2 hours per week is anticipated, right? Anticipated. So it means like maybe, right? It can even be more, maybe also less, but probably, okay? So this is already good for you to know. 1 to 2 weeks, let's say 2 hours a week, okay? So this person says $5 to $10 hourly, right? This of course always depends on how you sell yourself. I don't know how much experience you have, maybe like, have you done this before? Usually people ask you, well, have you done this kind of work before, right? Let's say you have done it before, and right now you have maybe done it in your internship or something, right? In your college. So then you could maybe, let's say if you have the first call with this person here, if you have your first call with this person here, you would agree on $10 an hour, right? So now you have a job that would pay you $10 an hour on a 2-hour work week basis, right? So that is how much? It's like $20 a week, okay? So $20 a week, yeah, basically over a course of 4 weeks, like a whole month, right? It's $80. So now you basically have $80 a month without having any skill sets, nothing. You have to know nothing, okay? And yeah, this is basically just one way, okay? So here's another example. E-commerce, Amazon data entry, right? So we were talking about data entry, right? You have to enter some data somewhere in some sheet, whatever. So if you have this here, for instance, right? I would read the description again, okay? E-commerce, Amazon data entry with high attention to accuracy, needed for approximately 400 hours of work, right? So you already know the owner here, the business, the employer already tells you how many hours of work are needed for this position, okay? Work assignments will be available for those with highly accurate work product. Okay, of course you have to do a great job in everywhere. You will be given a Google sheet with a list of Amazon product URLs that do not have a buy box or seller ID. Well, let's say you would read that and say, I have no idea what a buy box or seller ID is, right? But guess what? In the title, it said training provided. So the thing is, like, sometimes even people offer training, or they will tell you beforehand that if you have no idea, there's no experience required, we will even train you, right? We'll do an onboarding for you, okay? So, and this is also a good thing here about this whole concept here with UpWork and all these freelance pages, that even if you do not have experience, and there's always something that you don't know, right? But if you're always willing to learn, you're open, then you know you'll be fine. But the good thing is, like, this person here right now, like this job offer, they are providing you the training even. So let's say even if you see, okay, well, data entry, all good, right? Google Sheets, you know about that. I don't know, copy pasting something, researching something, and then here copy paste this into the Google Sheet, right? You can do that, but you don't know what a buy box and a seller ID is, right? Then training is provided. These people will help you with that, right? And then after a few times, you will know what to do. So this is a good thing. And then again, you see the hourly rate. Of course, you can always negotiate with those people, right? You can negotiate, let's say if it's $8 and you have done it before, and you're dissatisfied with that hourly with that hourly wage here, then you can, you know, always renegotiate. But this is just a good way to start. You know, you all can also see here entry level, right? I am looking for freelancers with the lowest rates, meaning that there's like 3 different. I think there's 3 different levels. Entry level is like the, you know, no experience or very little experience. Then you have, I think, intermediate. That means like, okay, well, you know, you do have experience, like as it says, intermediate, you know. And then you have, I think, professional, right? This means, okay, you know, you are a professional, you know, in that field. Whenever you see entry level here, then there's a good chance that, well, there's no real, you know, sophisticated, you know, certifications or some skill sets required of you, but just common sense, you know, and the willingness to adapt and learn and just, you know, go along with the workflow and with the work that's provided, right? Yeah. And there's the last one I have here. I've also found this, right, with virtual assistant administrative tasks. And here it already says Amazon e-commerce virtual assistant, 25 to 30 hours a week, right? So 25 to 30 hours a week, that's part-time. That's like a part-time job, right? So let's say if those previous ones that I've shown are like, it's 1 to 2 hours a week, well, that's nothing, you need a little bit more money, of course. Then you can also see that usually people write that in their headers, in the titles, so to speak. And if you look through this, right, we'll look into hiring e-commerce virtual assistant, specifically role, blah, Amazon related. So if you read through this again, and same procedure, like, okay, you read through this, you see, okay, what do I feel like I could provide, and what do I think, well, I probably don't really have any clue about that, right? And as you can see here, for instance, intermediate, I'm looking for a mix of experience and value. So this person here asks for some experience, okay? But this is always the same procedure, right? Here, more than 30 hours a week, and then project length, more than 6 months, okay? So this person wants someone for more than 6 months, right? This is also very good for you to know. Like if you say, okay, well, I need a job which is at least 6 months, okay? Then these people will indicate it here, okay? I need someone for more than 6 months, right? Yeah, so this is just basically a practical quick guide, through like how to find a job without having any skill sets, okay? Because there's so many other ways to do that. There's so many other ways to find jobs, you don't need platforms like that. But this is really like, okay, well, if someone would ask me, how can you work location independent? How can you find a job? And then I would answer, well, you need to be freelance or whatever. And then someone would answer, okay, I have no skill set, so what can I do? Do I have to study and all that? And then I would answer, no, you can just start by being a virtual assistant. And then, starting as a virtual assistant on this one platform, which is UpWork, okay? And then you can see how easy it is to come across job offers, that are being posted. And you've seen the job offers here. If you look back here, this one was 3 hours ago, right? When I've checked this here, this one was 1 hour ago, right? This one was also an hour ago, okay? So it's not like, they're just like a week ago or a month ago, and sometimes if you go on these other job platforms, what are they, like Stepstone or Indeed or something like that, sometimes you have a job offer that's like a month old, and then you're gonna write them and they answer you a week later and say, well, this is already expired, or we've already found someone, right? No, these are current, okay? And there's also filter options, to find those, but this is really like a really good place that I will recommend anybody that wants to start working as a freelancer in order to work location independent, perhaps even travel at the same time, which of course you can, because all you need is a computer and internet, and just start off with no experience. You need no experience, you will start, gaining more experience, getting better, and just, building your portfolio, and just a good way to start, to start being more independent, being more free, having the freedom to travel and to work at the same time, right? All right, this is it with this video. I hope you liked this video. If you did like it, please give me a thumbs up. Comment if you have any other questions, if you want some other videos, about other freelance and, freelance location independent work topics, entrepreneurship, whatever it is. I will try my best to create those videos as accurate as possible. And yeah, hope to see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.